Now, I think the average person when going to work thinks about time versus money when it comes to how far they have to travel, maybe how long they have to work before they can retire, and how many hours they have to work before all the bills are paid and they can maybe have some savings or plan for a trip or a vacation. But for an entrepreneur and an artist, the mindset I think is just a little bit different, especially when you're pursuing multiple goals or multiple strategies and or projects and you want to get at them as fast as possible. Alright, so when I was around 16 years old, I thought to myself I had all the time in the world, so time wasn't really that much of an importance to me, and I had no money, so it was super important to me. And at that point, I said, you know what, I'm going to use all of my time and I'm going to make as much money as I can, which was very little. I think minimum wage was around $5 to $6 for a person under the age of 18. I got a job at a fast food restaurant, my second job at that point already by the age of 16. I had started up an eBay company with my friend where we were just selling small goods that we could find with teachers or whoever it might be. We even got a little registry number. After a while, my buddy just soared into that. We would do pools, all kinds of just stuff to really push ourselves forward to make money. But we were working, plus school. We were in school about 30-35 hours a week. We were playing sports about 10-15, doing homework 10 or 15 or 20. I was working at the fast food place about 20-30, and then on top of that, I was, murdering myself almost to do the extra little things to make money. And that was because I didn't realize the idea of time versus money. And on top of that, because I was so money driven, because I didn't have much, I didn't care much about time. Alright, so now I'm about 20 years old and I've written one feature film. I graduated from film school. I've started thinking about, hey, I need to pay my bills back, I need to get ahead in the game, and I'm offered a job where I can make $15 upwards of $20 an hour. So the money idea is still there because I need to pay off bills and I need to do things. But time is starting to creep into my mind and I'm thinking, I want to be a film director. What am I doing? I gotta get myself in the game. And so I really start thinking about this. I really start putting my mind into this groove. And as I was doing a lot of work while I was doing construction and roofing in particular, I would spend a lot of time thinking about my next scripts and the things I wanted to write about because my time was becoming that much more important. And at some point in the future, I always think to myself, I want to be able to be so well off, so rich, that I could just take all the problems I had and throw money at it. Now at 23 years old, as you can see on the chart here, I started working a job where I was able to work with the youth, young adults, preschool. I was working with the community. The pay was almost, a couple dollars more. The construction, I wasn't working as hard. And I started to see that my time was really, starting to be worth a lot more. And I was making a comparable wage for the life that I was living in. I still do live in subsidized housing, so the money I was making for the short amount of hours was pretty good for me, especially carrying a lot of the bills. And on the flip side of that, I had lots of time to pursue writing more scripts. So by the age of 23, moving into 24, I was polishing off my 4th feature film. I haven't sold any yet, so don't start asking me, oh, where are they? Can I see them? They're still in the works. I'm still an artist trying to get there. This video series kind of came in the middle of all of it, but I started to really put a lot of emphasis on time. As you can see, it all more than doubled. And money started not fade, because of course you need money, but the thought process of being quote-unquote greedy wasn't there anymore. It was more, I want to share my projects with the world. So at the age of 27, I got to a point where I said, okay, I have a lot of projects to do. I started losing a little bit of weight, and I said, I really want to quit my job. And this is where the entrepreneurial and artist, and I think the serious business person kind of separates themselves in a good and bad way from the rest of the pack. I think most people are going to spend their life sitting in this area right here. They're going to be born into a situation where money is very important to them because it's all they've ever known, or they're striving to get it, and time is just something that gets eaten away. Or maybe they'll be in a situation where they're thinking about time and progressing towards getting a better job so they can have more time. Or maybe they're a little bit more balanced, like I was when I was 23. When I found a great situation for myself, I could be creative and I had a great balance, which was some of the best years of my life. Not at home and not with the problems I was dealing with, but the balance that was going on versus my time, versus my money, versus my social living, not my eating though. That's when I really ballooned. But I think for the business person, the entrepreneurial person, the person that's striving for a lot of money to throw at their problems, two things can happen. One is you can become very callous to the people around you, and instead of, learning to deal with the problem and spending time on that problem, you want to take the money and throw it at it. Or two, you become like me and almost a little too gung-ho about doing your art and your project and going out there in faith and trying to get things accomplished. We still live in a very tangible world, a tangible world where you have to go and pay your bills. And right now, I can change this 23 into a 28. And the reason for that is because I am 28 right now, I'm turning 29. This was about 2 years ago, Stephen. This is kind of where I want to be. I want my money and my time to exponentially grow with each other. That I can still be, to a certain degree, the same guy that I am right now, and have the money be growing at that same level and that same rate, to have moderation. I talk about moderation in food. I think it's also key when it comes to life as well. I don't ever want to go back to a point where I have to grind it out. And to those people who are doing that for your family, and for maybe you're a single parent, or maybe you have medical bills from your family, hey, you keep on grinding. And whether you believe in energy or God or whoever you believe in, if you keep working at it, things will break through eventually. For myself, I believe in God. I'm a Jesus man myself, and I believe that the more you give things over to God, He will provide for you, and hopefully you will achieve some equilibrium where you can spend time with people, with your problems, with your situations, and heal properly, and know that yes, as you run out of time, there is a glory that is beyond this planet, and at the same time be looking to make money for your family, to be able to put them first, to be able to give to ministries, and or to be able to help many people via jobs, and just be a good and supportive boss for them. So balance is very key. I think that in time versus money, anyone can lose themselves, and you have to kind of pull yourself back into that equilibrium. I think if you talk to the top people in the Fortune 500, a lot of them have achieved this balance because they've grown exponentially with their time and their money, and they've understood where things belong, when they need to stop working, and when money is actually a good thing in their life. And so that's kind of my opinion on that. If you think I'm totally wrong, that's cool. If you want to drop a comment, or if you want to drop a question on anything I talked about today, or you want me to speak to you about it privately, drop it in the comment section below. If you want to see anything that pertains to the video, it'll be in the description. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day, evening, morning, or night. God bless. Oh yeah, and if you like what I'm doing, please tweet, tumble, like, share, thumbs up, plus, pin, or do whatever you do, and please subscribe.